So in this video, I'm going to show you guys how you can utilize liquidity pools to be able to earn interest on the SUI that you may be holding. Now, what is a liquidity pool and how does the interest system work? Let's use a terminology that everyone's very familiar with. Bank accounts as well as your physical wallets. Your physical wallets, you may have some cash within it. Your bank account, you may have an account where you hold your funds within that earns you interest on a monthly basis. Now, the percent of interest that you earn from that bank account may be very little. Could be a couple percent, maybe half a percent, so to speak. But as long as you're holding funds within it, the bank is constantly giving you an interest fee or earnings on a monthly basis. Whereas when you look at your wallet, the cash that you hold within it, you don't really earn any interest. Taking that analogy and applying it into the crypto world, if you're holding any SUI within your digital wallet, you're not going to be actually accumulating or earning any type of interest or fees within that. So utilizing the liquidity pool, very similar to the bank account analogy, can be very, very useful in being able to grow the investment that you have. So today we're going to be looking at Turbo Finance. Turbo Finance is part of the SUI ecosystem. What I'm looking at over here is the earnings page where you can earn fees and rewards by providing liquidity in the concentrated liquidity pools. As you can see here, there's a variety of different types of pools that are available. You have pools that are meme coins, and you have regular stable coin pools as well too, like USDC. The one we'll be looking at will be USDC, primarily because in theory, it's the safest one that you could partake in. USDC is a stable coin. There's no price fluctuation. So if you buy USDC, the price is not going to drop down or it's not going to go up within the coming days or maybe even the coming hours when we look at the meme coin trading world. Whereas if you were to participate in, say, Deep or TISM, FUD, AAA, or any other meme coin, the price of the meme coin can fluctuate, can either go down or it can go up within the next few minutes, few hours, or in the coming days. First thing that you need to get started is having some USDC in your SUI wallet. How do you do that? You're going to trade and swap. So you're going to swap over some SUI to USDC to the swap page. So the process of it is very simple. One, decide how much you want to add into the liquidity pool. So if for you're looking to add $50 of USDC, then you would type in 50 USDC. And what it will do is it will convert a certain select amount of SUI into USDC. Then you'll press trade. Once you've done this, keep in mind that you still also need to have SUI in your wallet. You're going to navigate back over to the earnings tab and you're going to select add liquidity to go through the process of adding liquidity. Now, before I walk you through this, I just want you to understand how this system, this distribution system works, and also help you understand what are some checkboxes and security measures that you can just explore and take to make sure that you're protecting yourself when you are investing into the right pool. First things first, when we look at the APR, understanding the distribution of this percentage and how that works. At the very moment, it's at 182%. This will fluctuate. It's completely normal. It might go up or it might go down. It will never go to zero, from my understanding, but it will always fluctuate between 150, 160, maybe even more than that. Now, the very current state, the distribution is as what you see here. So rewards, 74% of that is rewards. 108% of that is allocated to fees. That's the first thing that's very good. The rewards that we earn is in SUI as well too. So there's about 14,300 SUI, which is $28,000 distributed on a weekly basis amongst everyone that's participated within this pool itself. Now, you're not going to earn $28,000. You'll earn a very small percentage of that. But the more money that you add into the liquidity pool, then the higher earnings and return there will be. Next thing we're going to check is the liquidity itself. So there's $2 million inside of this pool. Think about your bank account. There's $2 million in that bank account. You can pull money from it very, very easily at any given point without there being a hassle. Now, if the liquidity pool was very, very low, say there's you have $100 in your liquidity pool, which is your bank account. and there's 100 people that are invested. If one person comes and they pull out their initial investment of $100, now that liquidity pool has zero within it, meaning that you can't pull your money out. So thinking about that analogy, you want to make sure that there's enough money in the liquidity pool. 2 million is very healthy, so this is good. It checks the box. Next thing we're going to look at is just the return that we're going to be getting. So in 24-hour volume, there's $2 million worth of volume that's conducted on the USDC SUI chain. That's very good as well too, because the $2 million of volume, the specific amount of fees collected from each one of these transactions is a very favorable amount that will get distributed amongst all of us. So with that being said, I like this pool. I want to add liquidity to it. So I will select add liquidity. Now in here is where we're going to be selecting the APR range. By default, it puts me at 175. I can lower the APR to protect myself and be safer, or I can increase the APR if I feel like being a bit more risky. But with that risk comes higher rewards. To help you better understand the risk assessment of this, underneath it, you're going to notice that there is a range. At the very moment, at 174%, the current range, this is the price per SUI. The lowest end is 1.78259, and the higher end is 2.29345. Meaning, as long as the price of SUI, which at the very current moment is $2.01, as long as it doesn't go below this or go above this, during the time when you're participating in this liquidity pool, your funds are protected. You won't lose anything. If I were to increase this to the maximum amount, which is 3,500% return, as you can see here, my range just shrunk down and it's a lot more tight. Now it's fluctuating between $2 and $2.03. This is super risky. I would never do this because I could wake up tomorrow morning and the price of SUI could be at $2.10, or it could be below $2, which, as we saw right there, is literally a cent of a difference, and I'm risking myself losing money. So I would probably explore something amongst the 170, 150 range that protect my funds that I'm investing in, because if I were to select 159 and I wanted to just cross my T's, dot my I's, when was the last time SUI was at 176 or below that? Well, if we take a look, the chart will tell us. 1 day's worth, lowest it was a few hours ago was 1.99. So that's still above. I'm good in that sense. If I look at the last 7 days, the other lowest point of the chart that it shows me was right here, and that was at $2. So at 1.99, just under $2. So again, I'm in a pretty good position with what I chose. If I look at the month, lowest was right here, earlier in the month at 1.75, and then before that, it was at 1.6, and so on and so forth. It is very unlikely to see SUI retrace and go all the way down back to 175. As you can see, based off the chart growth, it's constantly growing and going up. But at the end of the day, our point here is to make sure we're protecting ourselves, and at the same time, we're earning favorable percentage of return. So in this case, 159 does seem pretty favorable because it's 176 as a lower end. And then the highest is $2.32. I don't see SUI jumping to $2.32 anytime soon. So with that being said, this is the range I'm going to select. How do I get this going? I just click on the USDC that I have, and it'll automatically contribute the right SUI amount. And then I will just click on add liquidity, and it'll add the liquidity, deposit that. Now, if you don't know what you're doing and you are really trying to take a risk-free route, you can always select full range. Unfortunately, full range only gives you 10%, so it's super low amount. But the idea of full range is that your position will always be effectively providing liquidity and actively earning fees. So regardless of the price fluctuation that may occur with SUI, you're not affected by this, so you're always earning. Now, 10% return is a great return, but that's on, I would say, a sizable amount that you may be adding to the liquidity pool. So for example, if you're adding tens of maybe thousands of SUI, so that's where I would recommend exploring the range that's available here and choosing something that you're comfortable with. So if we go down to 60%, the range increases exponentially, but I'm earning 60% APR instead. But that's how you would contribute to this. Once you've added it in, if you navigate over to manage positions and rewards, you can see what you actively have within the pools already, as well as the rewards that you earned. So earlier today, I already went ahead and I added 2 positions, one in a meme coin and one within USDC. Now, if you take a look, you can already see that I have unclaimed rewards that I could claim. So I got $2.36 within the past few hours already off this meme coin. Naturally, it's more because the APR is at 2,569%. And then for USDC, I had chosen 160%. So far I've earned 9 cents. And you can see how much I've added in from a liquidity standpoint. So just under $200. And then it's status-wise, it's within range. So you always want this to be within range because that shows that I'm not at risk of losing any of my funds. To claim, it's fairly simple. Just click right here, trade feeds, just click on claim, refresh the page, then come over and claim your SUI rewards as well too. It just gets added to your wallet. If you want to remove yourself from this pool completely, you just click on remove liquidity, and your USDC as well as your SUI just go back into your wallet. If you want to add more into your position, you can just click on increase liquidity. So you just deposit more USDC as well as SUI so that you can increase the rewards that you're earning. Now, I'll admit I've got about $200 in here. If you take a look, $200 over the past few hours and 9 cents. The return on my addition to the pool isn't exponential, but it's a compounding effect in a long-term play where you can just add this in and have it compound and accumulate over a long period of time. If you're feeling frivolous and you want to get involved within meme coins pricing, they do fluctuate very, very quickly, and it is more high risk. So that's where I would suggest maybe having this tab open and visible to you at all times so that you can actively keep watch. And when I say actively keep watch, I don't mean every second or every minute of the day. I mean more so it's available to you in the background. You can check in on it once a day or so just to see how things are going. But the beauty of participating in a meme coin liquidity pool is that, as you saw, we had to buy USDC to contribute. So if you're contributing to a meme coin pool, you have to buy that coin. So here's where it gets very, very nice. Let's look at the TISM chart here as an example. So at the very current state, it's at 3.6 million in this case. I purchased it, I think it was about 3.4 is when I purchased it. So obviously the price of the coin has gone up. So I'm kind of double dipping here. Not only has the value of my coin increased because the price of it has gone up, but I've also been able to earn the rewards from the liquidity pool fees. So I'm double dipping in that aspect of it. So when the time comes, if I decide that I want to pull my position completely and liquidate, I could sell TISM at the higher price point because I bought it at 3.4. Now it's worth 3.6, hopefully higher in the future. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. It's fairly easy to navigate. If you're unsure, please just reach out first before you start adding any funds in, because the last thing that you want is putting yourself in a position of a loss. Thanks for watching.